Well, I like the fact that they're using somebody else other than Jimmy Cunningham on the receiving core here, so maybe that'll open it up a little bit for him.
They're going for the two-point convert, and they're going to get it with Philpott. So it's now a 42-20 football game with 7:36 remaining in the third quarter. The BC kickoff when we return. Trevor Shaw with back-to-back passes for his first touchdown as a professional. And with the two-point convert by Corey Philpott, it's now a 22-point football game. Who knows, if the BC Lions could score something quickly again in this third quarter, they might make a game out of it.
You know, now you come back and you think how much those two fumbles by Damon Allen that turned into touchdowns will come back to haunt them.
Difficulty for Apple picking the ball up, but he grabs it at the 36-yard line, and there is also a penalty flag. A 40-yard kickoff, 9 yards on the return.
Well, they're going to call holding against Montreal, and that's going to push them deep in the pocket. And if you're BC,
Montreal 23, first down Montreal.
If you're BC, this is what you're looking for. You want to put them in a hole and hopefully keep them in a hole. Here's Damon Allen. You can see just rolls out, goes across his body. Nice job by Trevor Shaw. Coming inside of Torrey Hunter's tackle, taking it to the end zone. Smelling that pay dirt. You'll like that effort right there by the rookie.
And then the two-point convert with Corey Philpott. And that's...
And they might have got away with something on that two-pointer because they had some pick plays working over there on the other side.
First and 10 from the 20, the handoff to Pringle. This time he's met right in the hole. Good solid hit by Harry Van Hofwagen.
Well, Harry Van Hofwagen and the big guy, number 76, Joe Fleming. This is what you got to do. Let's go down to Caroline.
Thanks, Chris. It looks like Mo Elawannabe is going to be all right. He's got his helmet back on. He's just popped out some cartilage in that right knee of his. He did start the game with a brace on it in hopes to stop that, but the trainer told me that it happens to him a lot. And as a matter of fact, my knee pops out quite a bit, too.
Well, I hope nobody's hitting you over on the sidelines, Caroline. Williams taking the hitch screen, trying to break tackles, but he's going to be stopped short of a first down. The ball came loose. The BC Lions have got it. The Lions needed something good to happen, and perhaps this is what will get them right back into this football game.
Well, big-time play, and again, we talked about this earlier, stripping of the football. Anytime you're going to gang tackle, rip the ball off, give us an opportunity to recover. That's what they do. They get a fumble recovery. They got excellent field position, 28-yard line going in to score.
Joe Fleming was able to grab the football as it came free. Humphreys may have been the man who was able to pull it out of the grasp of Williams just as he was going down.
Well, he was. He tried to tackle him as he came over. He forced the ball to pop out. As you said, it was recovered by BC.
Damon Allen over the middle to Cunningham with a block. Cunningham takes it inside the 10. Stopped there by Tom Europe.
Well, there's a little liveliness to BC's step right now. They're starting to move. This is a nice job. It's almost a middle screen. He comes across, gets the ball right here, and you'll see Lyman down the field throwing blocks. That's what you got to have. And he's got a nice burst of speed to break it in.
It will be first and goal for BC from the 9-yard line.
8 catches, 122 yards, and a touchdown already coming.
Jamoka comes into the ball game, replacing Philpott. Damon Allen steps up. He could run for the touchdown. He's going to be stopped at the 2 by Tom Europe.
Nice job by Damon Allen running the ball here right now. You know what? I've watched him a little bit today, and what I've seen him do is he hesitates sometimes. Sometimes it looks like he wants to run, then he pulls it down, then he doesn't run, then he decides to run, and it's too late. This time he sees it, nothing there. He hesitates, and he takes off. This is what Damon Allen does well. This is what he's got to do now.
It will be second and goal from the 2. Philpott comes back into the ball game. Yamoka goes to the bench. I'll tell you, if the Lions score here, this game isn't over, folks. some movement at the line of scrimmage. Allen fumbled the football, but managed to pick it up and score the touchdown.
Well, that's the one time he's fumbled that it worked his way. I mean, he dropped it again. That's the third time. I don't know if that was just a bad snap or he pulled out a little early, but he dropped the ball, and he's lucky, very fortunate to get it back in his hands and have the presence of mind to follow that big offensive line and get into the end zone. And as you said, this game is turning a little closer than most people would have thought at halftime.
And they're going for 2 points again. It worked successfully the last time.
You can see the touchdown plunge. He drops the ball, gets it. Now let's give the offensive line some credit. They didn't allow the defensive line in there. They had no opportunity to recover it because of that surge. He was able to pick up the ball and score a touchdown.
There seemed to be some confusion on the part of the Lions, and they have taken a timeout.
Well, I think that's a smart call. Don't go in there and make a mistake that may go back and haunt you the other way. It's 2 points. Go over, confer with Rita, confer with Huffnagel, find out what you want to do, make sure you're all on the same page. You can see the touchdown right here. Allen's calling signals. Gets the ball, drops it, but good surge. Mantika taking the guy out there, allowing him to get the ball. Damon Allen goes where the hole was. Scores a touchdown.
Damon Allen out of the shotgun in this two-point convert attempt. Allen may have to try and run it in. He's got room. He'll score. Well, the BC Lions come right back, and they have narrowed the gap to 14 points with 4:29 remaining in the third quarter. The BC kickoff when we come back. Have a ticket? Don't worry about it. Crawl over the fence and stand in among the trees and watch the game here at Molson Stadium.
Well, you wouldn't get this kind of entertainment at the Big O, I'm telling you right now. And maybe after 1972, the last game, they had to move was because everybody did sneak in. They had nobody buying tickets.
I remember when they did play games here back in the 60s, where a lot of the youngsters used to crawl up in the trees in the east end zone and watch the game from that vantage point just outside the stadium. Michael Souls on the kickoff return to the 45-yard line. It will be 1st and 10 at that point for Montreal. A 45-yard return. Well, now I think it's imperative for the Montreal Alouettes, if they don't want to squander that big lead they had at the half, to get something going, because momentum seems to have shifted to BC.
It definitely has shifted a little bit right now. And even on the kickoff, you notice they're squib kicking it. They're trying to keep it away from Chris Wright. Let's give it to somebody else and get down there and gang tackle, and it's working so far for him.
Dave Ritchie's team has been involved in some wild scoring affairs this year. Many times his squad has been the one that has come from behind. Fake to Pringle. Dumped off over the middle to Michael Souls, and Souls will pick up about 8. Don Wilson was in on the stop for BC.
Nice little swing pass. Fake it, just give it over the middle right there to Michael Souls and let him use his strength. And he's a big kid too. I mean, you don't really talk about him a lot because he doesn't rush the ball a lot, but he's a load to bring down.
Mike Pringle closing in on his second career playoff 200-yard rushing game. He did it against Winnipeg in 1995 when he was with Baltimore. And Pringle has 200 yards, but there's a penalty flag. It may be called back.
Well, I don't know. I think that somebody jumped offside on BC's defensive line, and that's what they're going to call right now.
Offside. BC 74. Decline. First down Montreal.
Well, Big Dave Chater's got caught, and I know that cadence, Tracy Ham changed his cadence, and Dave tried to anticipate the count, jumped a little bit, tried to get back, but the referee on the far side threw the flag. And look at this run by Pringle. Watch the hit. You want to talk about momentum? He flies for 5 yards in the air after he gets hit. That's how much or how quick he's running right now.
And it's Pringle again as we swing back to live action, and Pringle is down to the 20-yard line.
Well, I hope that he, when an offensive lineman as a running back gets 100 yards, the rule is he takes the guys out for dinner. I don't know what he's going to have to do for this offensive line. Well over 200 yards now. They might be, if they keep going at this pace, they might be getting new cars.
That's a career best for Mike Pringle. 234 yards now, closing in on Skip Walker's record.
The same play, it's a counter, the same thing. They pull a backside guard tackle, and he finds the seam and exploits it for big yardage.
Pringle again, and this time he gets about 3 yards. 2:35 remaining in the third quarter. Well, just when it seemed as though the BC Lions had been rejuvenated and had a new lease on life, they give the ball to Mike Pringle, who destroys them.
Well, go back to your bread and butter. That's what you want to do. And you can see right now Mike Pringle today, 238 yards rushing. Amazing statistic here in the third quarter. We got another quarter to go yet, so we don't know where it's going to end up at.
Had a man wide open. Jock Climby was in the end zone. Nobody near him. But Johnny Scott was able to bring down Tracy Ham before he could throw.
Well, you mentioned about the fact that, BC had to do something, or Montreal, to pick up the momentum. They did. They started handing the ball off to Pringle. Then they go back to pass. BC, to their credit, does something. Johnny Scott swims this guy, gets in there, and sacks Tracy Ham, and is going to limit to a try for 3 points.
Baker on the first offensive series attempted a field goal for Montreal and was unsuccessful. Graves will hold at the 32-yard line. High snap. This time the kick is good. Graves had to pull that one down, and it's a three-man combination on those field goal and extra point tries. The snap, the hold, and the kick. And it worked this time for Montreal.
You'll never get left out in the cold with MotoMaster, Canada's #1 selling brand of batteries. Available only at Canadian Tire, Canada's auto parts store, made better.
45-28. Montreal now leads British Columbia with 1:47 remaining in the third quarter.
Well, let's see what happens when BC does with the ball this time. They had a nice successful drive last time after forcing a fumble and scored, and successfully converted the 2-point conversion.
Three receivers wide to the right. Damon Allen out into the flat. He overthrows Cunningham, the intended target. It will be 2nd and 10 BC.
But the good thing was that Jimmy Cunningham was indeed open. There's Johnny Scott having another good game in the middle. He's trying to fire up his guys. I tell you what, they're talking about the limited size, Don, and I think that's one of the keys that has allowed Montreal's big offensive line to chew up the yards that Mike Pringle has had today.
Damon Allen twice has been a Grey Cup winner in 1987 and 93 with the Edmonton Eskimos. Hoping to get there this year with the BC Lions, but his team is in trouble. Allen throws to the sidelines and got his big target Shaw for another BC first down.
Well, might we be seeing the making of a new Canadian slot back who's going to come up and step up? This is a nice job. I was actually thinking that Damon Allen was going to throw here, but this, Shaw does a nice job of coming back to the ball and also shielding the defensive back away from the ball and making the catch. Nice job by the first-year guy.
Getting an opportunity to move into the lineup with the injury to Alfred Jackson. 1st and 10. The ball is at the 51. In the final minute of the third quarter, on the sidelines, it's intercepted. Irvin Smith comes up with the interception, but they're ruling that he was downed at the point where he caught the football.
Well, this is very unfortunate. Irv Smith is covering Jimmy Cunningham. Jimmy Cunningham just slips. You see him right here. Stutter steps, go to the outside. He's going to go, come back to the ball, slips. As he slips, allows Irv to come back and react to the football. Actually, the ball gets trapped on Cunningham's shoulder pad, which doesn't let it go to the ground and allows Irv to pick it up and get an easy interception for him.
Yeah, I think it actually bounced off the helmet shoulder pad area and was more or less smothered by Irvin Smith for the interception.
Yeah, most of the times, 99 of 100, that ball is going to fall down on the ground and be just an incomplete pass. But the way things are going today, it's an interception.
23 seconds remaining in the third quarter. A fumble on the exchange as Ham tried to give it to Pringle, and it's recovered by Virgil Robertson of the BC Lions. So BC gets another opportunity with 14 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Well, this is what you got to do. And again, they just get good search from the defensive line. Watch right here. Gives the ball to Pringle. Mishandles it. Just did not put it in the belly. That's something they probably do 100 times a practice. And yet you'll see sometimes in a game, one will go astray, and that's what will happen. The ball will pop out. Allows BC to get some life.
First and 10 for BC from the 40 of Montreal. What a wild scoring affair this Eastern semifinal has been. And we've still got just a little over 15 minutes remaining. This should be the final play of the third quarter. Penalty flag in the play. Swing pass to Corey Philpott. He's got some room for a first down, and he drives to the 25.
Well, I like this play. I tell you what, I think they should be using this a lot more. Get Corey Philpott one-on-one with the linebacker. Swing him out to the outside. Let him get some open field. Dump him to pass and let him run.
Offside. 57 Montreal. Decline. First down, BC.
Alfred Payton trying to jump the count right there.
And that's the final play of the third quarter. And to start the fourth, the BC Lions will be in scoring position. "15 minutes remaining in this Eastern semifinal at Molson Stadium in Montreal, with the Als leading 45-28. Canadian Tire statistical story shows it's been a wide open football game. Turnovers resulting in 2 Montreal touchdowns, and basically right now that's the difference in this football
Well,
game.
that's the difference, and this is the difference right here. The fact that they're running the ball so effectively for 236 yards, which results in this. You're eating clock up, and you got to get, for BC to get back in the game, they need the ball, and they got to do something when they do have it. They've got to stop Mike Pringle. I know they've got a lot of yards on him already, but they've got to shut him down the rest of the way for them to have a chance.
First and 10 from the 25 to start the fourth quarter. Damon Allen rolls out to his right, throws to the sidelines, and he was looking for Shaw again. It will be second and 10. Jeff Garcia getting ready for his semifinal date with the Saskatchewan Roughriders. The Calgary Stampeders will take on the green and white in the second half of our playoff doubleheader immediately following this game. They're looking for a good crowd at McMahon Stadium in Calgary. They've been treated to a wide-open, exciting football game here. The first time since '72 that the CFL game has been played at Molson Stadium in Montreal. Damon Allen flushed out of the pocket. McSee just got enough of him to trip him up.
Well, that's what you got to do. I mean, they're running stunts. Peyton and Birch are running twist patterns down there on the offensive line, trying to confuse them. Put some pressure on Damon Allen. He does the right thing, pulls the ball down, takes off, gets what he can. As you said, had Larry McSee not give him the old ankle grab, he might have gone for a whole lot more. You can see him running twist right there. You put a little pressure in. Nice tackle, shoestringer. Watch Alfred Payton. We talked about him a lot. Here he's doing a twist. Guy just runs him around the pile. That's what you want to do. You want to come inside, you're going to pay the price.
Lou Pasaglia, the 22-year CFL veteran, with a 31-yard field goal attempt. It's wide. And right in the end zone is going to take some time off the clock before stepping out the back for a single point.
Well, that's frustrating. Louis Pasaglia, who's the highest percentage field goal kicker this year, 77.8%, made 35 or 45 coming into this game. And you know, they needed those points. You cannot go down there in opportune or scoring situations and come away with only one.
So now on the sidelines, Damon Allen conferring with Adam Rita about what they will try and do the next time they get the football. But now they have to try and stop the Montreal Alouettes.
That is a great seat, eh? I'll tell you what, I want to know what they charge for that ticket, because that's way up there.
And he doesn't have binoculars either. Molson Stadium on the campus of McGill University, and wherever they're watching from, they have been treated to an outstanding performance by Mike Pringle. 11 more yards He is now just 5 away from breaking the record of Skip Walker for a single game rushing performance in the playoffs.
And gee, Don, I wonder if he's going to get it, you know.
I think I might lay odds. Here's Pringle again. This time he only has about 2. I said he was only 5 yards away. My arithmetic isn't quite correct. Now he's about 5 yards away from breaking the record. I think he's now got 249.
Well, I don't think the end result is any more not in doubt.
Bill Harcourt, who is the head linesman, was injured on the sidelines. I really don't know what happened over there.
Well, there wasn't a whole lot of action over there, and unless he just caught himself on the turf or turned his ankle or knee. Looks like he's grabbing his knee.
I think he's back other side.
So with a backup official on the sidelines, he will now be pressed into duty with the injury to Harcourt. 15 years ago, Skip Walker of Ottawa etched his name into the CFL record book with a 253-yard rushing performance against the Hamilton Ticats. His name may be erased this afternoon by Mike Pringle, who is now just 4 yards away from moving past him on the all-time playoff list. Actually, he'd need 5 yards to move past him, 4 yards to tie. Tracy Ham looking to throw, can't find anybody. Now he has a convoy and he'll decide to run. First down, Montreal.
Well, you gotta love the agility of this big offensive line. Get some pressure, forces Tracy to the left, forces to the right. Then they're still on their feet. They're still running around trying to find somebody. And he leads them around. Watch this. He takes it past. He's looking just straight drop back. He's got all kinds of time, all kinds of time. Then finally something falls down. He can't see nothing. So now he's got to scramble. Now he's got to try and find something on their goal. His receivers are changing their routes now. There's see Big Neil Ford. He's just going to fall in his hip pocket right now. Take it down. Another first down and eat some more to clock up.
Pretty good agility and speed for two big